want one?
No.
I had a dream about it. It was so real.
You don't need that.
This is one of the most ridiculous motherboards that ever exists. It's actually impossible. This should not exist. What they're doing in there is actually illegal. I'm not sure AMD even knows that this is happening because it's bad, but very good for us. And we've seen a lot of AI mentioned everywhere. AI this, AI that. But this is an actual AI motherboard. Let's find out what's going on. This part of the video is brought to you by Trike's Panorama, the world's first CPU cooler with curved L-shaped AMOLED screen. It's not just for good looks though, the cooling is amazing. Go check out our video how we were able to overclock the Intel Core Ultra 9 285K with this exact cooler, and that was not even maxing the cooling performance. Go check out our hands-on and cooling performance with the Panorama in the video description below. This is the TRX 50 AI Top Series motherboard. Remember when we checked out the Ryzen 7000 series Threadrippers? This is perfect for that, but actually not perfect for that because you need a better one. I'll tell you in a minute. Oh my goodness, that's so heavy. They've got some SATA cables, and these are really nice SATA cables. Look at that. They're braided, 4 of them. Then we've got a DisplayPort cable, a small one that you can put on the motherboard or get, USB-C video output from your GPU if you wanted to. A decibel sensor or a little microphone basically. Temperature sensor and another temperature sensor. So this little cable will allow you to have 2 power supplies. So how does that work? So usually you will plug your power supply, this is familiar cable too, onto the motherboard. And then when you press the power button, the motherboard will wake the power supply kind of up and say, come on, send me all the juice you want. But because this motherboard has so many different connectors, you might need 2 power supplies to actually supply all the power to this power supply. And for that reason, there's another one over here. So even though you have one ATX power connector for your motherboard, you can plug another power supply in here to supply, for example, GPU power. And then with one press of a button, both of the power supplies will wake up. Front panel connector, the G connector. Then we've got a Wi-Fi antenna. Oh my goodness, this motherboard is absolutely massive. Oh, it's so heavy. Oh my goodness. This is X870E Aorus Master. And when I'm gonna put this motherboard on top of this, okay, have a look how much extra there is on this motherboard. This old bit is extra. It's so wide. I mean, eATX sometimes goes like this much. The previous Aorus Master Extreme or whatever, they used to go like something like that. But this is like so wide, okay? Not a lot of cases support that wide motherboards. And oh boy, is there a lot of things going on in here. Firstly, you've got the VRM design and power delivery. So basically you need a lot of and clean juice for your CPU socket, because if you install one of these, it's gonna take 350 watts like at all times. So you want good power delivery for this. And the cooling for these VRMs is actually here. The interesting thing is this bit here is like dented down. Can you see how this is flat on this side, but then on that side, there's like a little curve that goes all the way around. You can see it especially from this angle. When you look in there, there's a curve on this, but not over here. Then we have 8 DIMM slots on TRX 50. And this is the bit that should not exist. Okay, remember this motherboard has the TRX 50 and then the WRX 90 different boards. One of them supposed to be for Threadripper Pro and then one of them for Threadripper. But Gigabyte's like overclocked the TRX 50 or just thought we'll just use that chipset, or actually maybe both of them can do both, which results that this TRX 50 can actually have 8 channels as well. So this has 8 memory slots, and when you've got the Threadripper installed, not Threadripper Pro, the Threadripper has quad-channel memory. The usual Ryzen desktop CPUs, the prosumer ones or consumer ones, will have just dual-channel memory, but 4 slots. So what it will do is it slots the 2 channels into like two blocks, so you can have kind of 2 DIMMs per channel, if that makes sense. In here, this is not exactly how this works, but I'm wondering, can it work like that? Because the Threadripper supports quad channel memory, so they're telling you on the motherboard to use like every other slot, okay, certain slots for the quad channel memory. But what if you fill all of them on Threadripper? Will you still get split channels, you know, on your Threadripper? Because in total, this supports 2 terabytes of DDR5 RDIMM. Ridiculous. I could run the whole operating system on just RAM. Right, it opened like a Merc door, like a G-Wagon. There we go. The beautiful socket of STR5. Should we install the CPU? Well, let's do it. Pull that out, make sure it does slide onto there. It pops down, making sure, yes, we're in. And then we just pop it down. Okay, that goes down. And when we close it, 1, 2, 3. Interesting, you have to put some pressure on the first screw because it's not gonna bite onto the threads. A $5,000 CPU is installed. So this supports the Pro and non-Pro CPUs of Ryzen 7000. Hopefully the 9000 Threadrippers are gonna come out soon as well. Let's look at the motherboard headers because there is a lot going on and you get a lot. Well, you're paying a lot for this as well. I mean, I dare you to check out the pricing in the video description below because it's very expensive. And I wanna know how expensive this is for you, wherever you're watching this from. So let me know what it says. So there is one PCIe 8-pin connector there that's blocked off, which means that you don't require this to actually turn the motherboard on. You can use it to send more juice for the motherboard or some of the PCIe slots, because if you know, the PCIe slots can deliver up to 75 watts power through the actual slot. Now, usually you don't put all of the GPUs in there. You know, on a normal motherboard, you maybe have 1 or 2, so extra 150. Here, we have extra 300 watts of power that can be delivered through the PCIe lanes, which is ridiculous. So that's why you might need more, but you should still have enough what you have in here. Then we have one CPU or EPS 8-pin connector. There is a tiny MOSFET fan header there that goes onto that fan in there. And then you'll see there's another one on this side here for these 2 fans. Then we've got some fan headers. There's CPU optional and CPU fan header. All of the fan headers on this motherboard are 2 amperes, 12 volts, which means 24 watts. Plenty of whatever you're going to be doing with it. Then another CPU EPS header, another PCIe header that's blocked off. That's 8-pin there as well. Then moving down here, we have one 5-volt ARGB, then 12-volt ARGB, and then a temperature sensor in there, as well as a little fan header. Then we have a debug LED and a little reset switch that's down there, that tiny guy, that's a reset one. And then a power switch right over there. 24-pin ATX motherboard power supply, 2 PCIe 8-pin connectors to supply choose for the rest of the motherboard. This is a front panel USB Type-C header, and that is 20 gigabits in speed, 3.2 Gen 2 X2 slot. Here we've got the noise sensor or the microphone that you're going to plug into there. 4 SATA ports, then 2 front panel USB Type A headers, both of them 5 gigabits in speed, but they also support USB 3.2 Gen 1 and USB 2.0 for the front panel, but it's always backwards compatible, isn't it? Then we've got a clear CMOS headers or PRONs in there. If you short them, clear CMOS or clear CMOS switch in there as well. Then we've got front panel connectors just in there. Another temperature header right there. 2 system fans or pump fans, another fan header, and then 2 more fan headers here. 2 USB 2.0 headers. We've got a TPM header and ESPI header here. Another 2 5-volt ARGB headers. So if you want to have an AI motherboard that runs all your AI training, you can have RGB all over it. Then front panel audio right over there. This little switch over here will, as you can see, unlock the top GPU. But let's talk about the M.2 and PCIe slots. I like that this is toolless. Just open this, lift it up, and then this big slab of metal comes off. Underneath, you can see thermal pads or